So if you've been watching my content for quite some time, you know that I'm a huge fanatic when it comes to prospecting because I love lead generation. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I and my team generates over 2,000 leads a month. So what's up, everybody? And if you don't know who I am, my name is Henry Eisenstein. I've been a part of over $450 million worth of real estate transactions, and I'm only 28 years old. And again, in this video, we're going to break down exactly how I generate over 2,000 leads a month. So first and foremost, I think it's incredibly important to note that I'm a huge fanatic when it comes to cold calling. I absolutely love it, and a big part of my team is all about cold calling. So the very first way that we're going to talk about is cold calling. This is not fancy, this is not sexy, this is exactly what it takes to make a lot of money in the real estate business when it comes to generating cold leads. We're going to talk about everything else in just a second, but I'm a huge fanatic when it comes to cold calling. So a large portion of all of my salespeople's day and my own day is spent on cold calling, generating cold leads. Specifically when it comes to just pulling a list from a multitude of different softwares and hitting that list as hard as we can with our awesome scripts, which by the way, you can download in the description down below. The reason why we do this is because I'm a huge fan of understanding that you're gonna generate a lot of cold leads and you're gonna generate a lot of warm leads. It's not gonna just happen if you just focus on referral-based business. You have to do both. So we're gonna talk about a lot of different ways you can generate cold leads and a lot of different ways you can generate warm leads. One of which, my favorite, cold calling, is something that generates us several hundred leads per month. My average agent is making between 500 and 700 calls a day, and they're generating anywhere between 50 and 200 leads a month. And it's important to note that I believe that every single person, I don't care how much money you're making, should be spending some time during their workday spent on cold calling. Even personally, I spend somewhere between 30 minutes and 3 hours a day on average cold calling. It's a big thing that I believe that I will do for a large portion of the rest of my career. Are there some weeks where I spend maybe 3 hours total the entire week? Sure. And then there's other weeks where I spend maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, because it's important to note that I'm a huge fan of just doing a lot of business. And if I'm not happy with how much business is pending right now, I'm gonna wanna get more leads generated. So if you're in the same boat and you're like, Henry, I'm not happy with how many deals I have pending right now, then you should probably start cold calling as well. Right now, however many leads you're generating, it's important to note that cold calling should be a part of that lead generation system. The next way that we generate leads is from our network of referral partners. So my professional partners list looks like about 40 to 50 people at any given point in time of all these different types of professions, from entrepreneurs, investors, anyone even down to my barber, okay, of people who refer me business each and every single year. This is a list of any type of person, does not matter, of someone who has referred you business in the past. Now, you can be and should be adding to this list and taking people off this list all the time. Your goal should be getting to somewhere between 50 and 100 people over the next year or two. It's important to note that I've had somewhere between 40 and 70 people on this list for the last few years. I take people off, I add people to it. I've gotten very, very specific who I want to have on this list so that I'm constantly working on adding to this list each and every single week. This is a list of people, again, who have referred you in the past. Doesn't mean you closed the deal, but they have referred you a lead in the past. So if you want to be generating a lot of business, some of it has to be warm leads. That's where referrals come in. This is gonna be from current clients, past clients, people you've networked with, you name it. This is gonna be a bunch of people in your database, or people like to say your sphere of influence, okay, your network. This is gonna be coming from those people. And I like to make sure that like a lot of my business comes from the same few people, where like this group of 40 people, or 40 and change people at this point, have referred me hundreds of transactions over my career. This is important to note, that a percentage of your business will come from cold and a percentage of your business will come from warm, but they're both incredibly necessary. In order to generate a lot of closed deals, you're gonna have to have some warm business in there, or you're gonna be cold calling your tail off or spending a lot of money on marketing, which we're gonna talk about in just a second here. It's important to note that you have to have a pretty balanced lead generation portfolio. So the next part of this lead generation portfolio that I have is from wholesaler partners. I have a number of wholesaler partners that send us huge lists of leads for us to prospect, in which they've already contacted them at some point and said that they are looking to sell. We have about a dozen wholesaler partners on the residential and commercial side of people who are basically working just like we are constantly for finding off-market deals. However, they're not able to close those deals because there's just so many off-market leads they just can't convert. So they're gonna send us those leads, which we're gonna work as well. Those wholesale partners are giving us lists upon lists each and every single month, which we're hitting and generating leads as well. So number next, my salespeople on my team. So I have a lot of salespeople on my team who are constantly prospecting for new business each and every single day. And it's important to note that when you have a large team of people who are all hitting the phones, all the time, all working on building up their referral partners and their professional partners list. It's incredibly important to note that obviously what happens is your time gets multiplied. So you end up being able to go from generating maybe 100 to 200 leads on your own to generating hundreds, if not thousands of leads each and every single month with the same amount of time that you have. And I'm not telling you to go out and recruit a bunch of people because you might not have the infrastructure necessary in order to do that. However, you can have a lot of professional partner relationships and other realtors that you do business with. Because take a moment to think about this. Even if you have a friend who's in the commercial real estate business, just like you might be, and they're prospecting and you're prospecting, and you generate 100 leads a month and they generate 100 leads a month. Every lead that you get, you give to them as an example and say, hey, I got John Smith, the seller of looking to sell X, Y, and Z property. Do you have any buyers for it? Because I don't have any buyers. And you say, well, maybe they have somebody. And then they'll do the same thing back to you. So you can build this referral partnership where every lead that your friend gets can technically be a lead that you have, because then you can pitch their leads to your investor partners. So yes, you might only make 50% commission, but you're generating basically an extra 50 leads, half the leads, because if you're getting 50-50, you understand my point here? So it's allowing you to basically multiply your ability of selling deals, where if you had 10 friends all in the commercial real estate space, you're all prospecting and all generate 100 leads a month. Now you're technically generating 50% of leads that they're getting, because if they split every deal that they get 50-50 with you because you brought their buyer, you can see how this multiplies. So I have hundreds of relationships like this all around the country where people are constantly looking for deals, and when they find a great deal, they'll bring me in and I'll try to work out the deal with one of my buyers. So this is why it's incredibly important to work with a lot of realtors, because realtors in the commercial world can be incredibly lucrative to your bottom line. All right, number next is social media. So many people use social media, however, they don't use it the right way. Social media is a really powerful tool where you can be connecting with not only an abundant amount of commercial brokers in your area, just like we just talked about, but also you can connect with sellers. So when you're posting on social media and say, hey, I've got a great off-market deal, who's interested in possibly partnering with me on this deal? Or, hey, I have a great off-market deal, this is the specs of it, if you're interested in buying it, please reach out to me. If you post that on social media all the time, like we just had a conversation in one of my trainings with a bunch of my students talking about things that we can do better on the marketing side, where if you're pitching off-market deals on your social media all the time, you're probably going to attract a lot of great investors. So each and every single month, we have a lot of investors who reach out to us saying they're looking for X, Y, and Z property, and we're able to send them deals. When you're listing a lot of properties, you have a multiplication effect when it comes to inbound leads, because every single time you list a property for sale, that is a flag in the ground, that is a sign in the ground where it has all of your contact information, and people are going to want to reach out to you. Just like we said on social media, if you're saying, hey, I have an off-market deal, by listing a property on the market, you're going to have people inquiring all the time on that property. By listing on LoopNet, CoStar, and CREsync, you're going to have, these are just really simple places to put things. Nonetheless, Facebook and all the other social media platforms that we talked about. But when you post a property that you just listed online on all the platforms, you're going to have a lot of inbound leads, which even if it just gives you an extra 2 leads or 20 leads or 200 leads a month, it all adds up. All right, and then the last point I want to make before we jump off here is all of the other marketing channels, such as text campaigns, email campaigns, mailers. There are so many other different ways that we are blasting out to constantly. And this is on the cold lead side as well, where we're sending out mass amount of cold text messages, mass amount of emails, mass amount of ringless voicemails and mailers, where we have constant marketing going out each and every single week to a bunch of new lists that we've pulled and we did not get a hold of certain people. We want to blast them out with some other type of cold marketing. Again, text messages, emails, ringless voicemails, and mailers are a great opportunity for you to generate some leads. Between all of these different pillars of the lead generation platform that we have, we're generating a little over 2,000 leads a month. These are people who are saying, hey, I have your full contact information, I have your email address, I have your property address, and I know that you want to sell the property. That's what we call an actual lead. All right, guys, so based on everything we discussed today, put in the comments section which one you plan on focusing more of your time on, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious, why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission mission is to support as many realtors as possible, build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can seem like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.